All right, what's good? Sheesh, hold up. Wait a minute. Lord. Lord. Couple swigs of water. You know what I mean? Gotta keep the pipes moist. You know what I mean? Pause. All right, all right. But let's get into it. You are now watching Drew Boy Sports Show. I am your host, Kyng Ralph, here with another Dolo show. Getting it in like we always do. Hope everybody doing good out there. And TV land. Take a little another swig. Boy, boy. Thank God for water. But I am your host, Kyng Ralph, here with another Dolo show. About to get into it. If you're looking for a clean, no crash, genderless energy drink, use promo code JUK at W.com. They have an app. There's powdered drinks. There's already mixed drinks ready for you to go. No crash. Take 20% off with Juke Network. Go crazy. And then while you're here, wherever you're here from, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. If you're here watching a live show, go ahead, communicate, interact with your boy, engage with me. I answer. If you talk to me, I talk back. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. If you missed this episode, you'll be able to catch an audio only version, anywhere that you get your podcast at releasing at 10 a.m. in the morning. Typically, I do it the next day, but make sure you go and subscribe at Juke Network, JUK Network on YouTube. Follow Juke Network as well on Facebook. Once I get that one to 100 followers, I'll be able to go live straight from there. You can follow me at KYNGRALPH on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, Twitch, and then add an underscore for extra 12. And let's jump straight into it, y'all. Who's phony? Who's fake? Pretenders and Contenders. Last week I did the AFC. This time I'm doing. Boy, I don't know if it's because I was smoking a little bit, but there's water in it. But yeah, let's get back into it. Who's real? Who's fake? Doing the NFC this week. Last week I did AFC. So let's jump into it. So the Chicago Bears are in at 7-3. Thanks for the love. But Bears are in at 7-3. Got some good victories over some decent teams. Nothing too crazy, but no world beaters. But at least they are a good record. They went 0-2. I told a lot of Bears fans to stay patient. Just stay patient. It's a long season. They've been 7-1 since that time happened, and now we're looking at a 7-3 record. They're number one in the NFC. Excuse my voice, y'all. I got a little bit under the weather, but hey, it is what it is. But Bears are in at 7-3. Are they real or are they fake? In the sense of what this conversation is, do I believe the Bears can beat the Rams or the Eagles? No, I do not. Where in the AFC, it really can go any way. A lot of the times when it comes down to it, if the hey, to my boy, I said what up. But a lot of times when we have these conversations, it's like when it comes to the AFC, you wouldn't just expect the Chiefs are going to be there in the end. But this year, the Chiefs just don't look as good. In the AFC, it just looks like anybody could go. Josh Allen, if he's in Superman mode, he can he can win a game by himself. Lamar Jackson, and when that offense and the defense is clicking, they look unbeatable at times. Then when you have a team like, for example, like the Patriots, the Broncos, uh, Jaguars look decent. Chargers look good until this past week. So it really couldn't go anywhere. When in the NFC, if it's not the Eagles, I'm gonna go Rams, and then after that, I think it's a big drop off. So do I think that the Bears can beat the Rams? No. I think anything can happen on any given Sunday, but in the end, I just don't think that they have the quarterback. I don't think Caleb is ready for that step yet. I think that he's having a good season, moving the ball down the field, not turning the ball over a whole lot, and putting them in a position where they're able to win, playing complementary football to that defense, who is getting a lot of turnovers over there. So for now, we'll pump the brakes on a contender, and they're more of a pretender. Seattle Seahawks in at 7-3. I believe they are second in their division. They're a game behind the Los Angeles Rams. Same thing. I just don't. Sam Darnold. I don't believe Sam Darnold can get it done. Call me a hater. He's having a good season, but a lot of times when it comes to these situations, if the defenses are even or just about, I'm gonna lean toward as the better quarterback. And in this moment, I'm definitely taking Matt with a bad back over over Sam Darnold. I don't believe it. I've seen Matt, regardless, injured, healthy, good team, bad team. I've seen him ball out when really needed. Where Sam Darnold just last season, a lot of this is what have you done for me lately? Just last season, you had a great season. Came down to it, and you laid an egg both times when they really needed it the most. And that's why you're in Seattle in the first place. So in the end, I just don't see the Seahawks. I think they have a great defense. I think Mike McDonald in the end is a great hire and a great addition. And been able to put some points up and move the ball down the field from an offensive standpoint. I just don't believe in Sam Darnold, and that's where I'm at with it. Next up, who's the last one? Oh, the Los Angeles Rams. And so Seahawks are pretenders. Bears are pretenders. And I got the Rams as a contender. The offense is better. Defense is playing just as good. And when it comes down to it, the Eagles just don't look like the same football team. So now that they're down, bringing in a Devontae Adams along with Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, they have weapons on offense. They can matriculate the ball down the field. They got big playability. They got the ability to run the ball, control the clock, and the defense is good and opportunistic. So I think in the end, I'm gonna give them a slight edge over the Eagles this year if they were to play again. But that's only because I'm going based off of what I've seen comparative to the teams this season, not going off of what happened last year where the Rams could have won. What is Mark hitting? And so Dylan Gabriel, early in the third quarter, suffered concussion. Shedeur Sanders is thrusted into the game and plays really bad. Now, there's been a whole bunch of conversation about whether or not he was prepared. He did look good. Watching from what I've watched, there are moments where the speed of the game just looked like it was too much for him. But those are things that when you're not getting you're not getting reps. So the trust that you have to be able to move the ball, especially being a quarterback, timing is everything. So you need to know if I throw this ball 10 yards, how quick can this receiver get there? And with the fact of him being covered and someone's pushing up against him, trying to resist him running downfield. And so I think that him not getting any reps is, I think it's a little bit of both. For me personally, who am I putting blame on? I'm going to go a little bit of both. I think that Shedeur was not ready, but also the coach could have done things that would have made him better prepared for a moment like this. Now, he's going to be the starter for next week. He's going to get all the reps and a lot of opportunity to show that he has what it takes to be able to guide going forward. This is the opportunity that I said that he needed. Now, when you got time to prepare and you have bad tape, you can learn from the things that you saw while you were out there. A little bit that's going to help him is the Raiders are pretty shitty. Y'all know I'm a Raider fan, but boy, are they terrible. Good and terrible. And so I think that he's going to get an opportunity with a defense that's not that good. And his defense is good. So at the end of the day, is if he can have a above like a mid-60 completion percentage, a couple hundred yards moving the ball down the field. Hold up, babe. Scared the hell out of me, girl. You going to sleep? I love you. Come hug. Yeah. I love you. I love you.
Love you.
All right, cool. I just want to hear it back. You gotta give me my red shirt. Can you close the door? Love you. And so, damn, what was I talking? She did scare the hell out of me. I ain't finna hold you. But I think that getting the Raiders and Raiders how bad they are, if he can have a decent showing, a mid-60 completion percentage, a couple hundred yards, at least over 200 yards moving the ball down the field, couple tubs, no interceptions, no fumbles, and he looks good. I think he'll put him in a position where he can go ahead and still do well. I appreciate you, though. You'll make me blush. But, and so I put it on a little bit of both. I think that two things can be true, and that's where ultimately I think Stefanski not giving him opportunities to be better prepared, first team reps. Now that he's been the backup for a couple weeks, he could have got a couple reps with the first team just to be able to see if there's something there, or at least be better prepared. Like at the end of the day, all of this is just about developing him and preparing him. You always need your quarterback. Like at the end of the day, Tom Brady was a backup. Excuse me, until a situation like this happened. Then we'll see what happened with him. Now we can't just sit there and use him as this the gold standard of an opportunity, but he did what he needed to do once he got the opportunity. And that's all Shedeur is asking for. What we got next? Oh, LeBron James is back with the Lakers. Lakers are playing really well, playing really good basketball. About Luka Doncic, multiple players are in double figures. Hold up. Let's look up the game. All right, so they are down. Let's see, did LeBron play that? Or is he playing? LeBron James is, in fact, in the game, and they are losing by 7 currently. Right, halfway through the second quarter. And for what it looks like, and this is one of the reasons why I don't think long term is going to be that big of a deal for them. I do see it being where, because I think LeBron is smart. LeBron can hoop. LeBron has a high IQ. He can fit in where he needs to. Does he have is he humble enough, and does he have the foresight enough to know that where to step in and be a second, if not third wheel to Luka and Austin Reeves in times and moments, which sounds weird asking LeBron to be a third fiddle. But now that he's older, being able to pick your spots to where you dominate a game or can control a game in a way where it's going to affect your ability to be able to get another ring, I think it would do him some good. Now here's an opportunity for him to be able to really be able to come up off the rock, play a little bit of a different role than what he's used to, but still be able to get to it when it comes to your spots. And that's the thing for me is like, can he do it? I think he has the ability to do it, but will he do it is the question. Especially with some of the things of like the Lakers seems like they're leaning in the direction of Luka, LeBron. You can either be a part of it or you can kick rocks, whichever one that you want. We got our guy, and so will he stunt their season growth? I don't think. I think long term there is. I think they'll finish with a good record. I just don't see them with LeBron on that team being. I just don't see them doing anything with the Thunder or even the Nuggets. Those are the top two teams for me in the West, and we'll see what happens with the Wolves as the season progresses. But I just see them long term being able to do much. I don't see it. I could be wrong. All right. Going through the fast break as we finish up the show. So the WNBA proposed a max salary increase during their collective bargaining agreement, maxing out the contract at $1.1 million a year, and the minimum contract will double from a little less than $250,000 to a little less than $500,000. And I think this is a step in the right direction. We'll see what it is. I don't know about the direct correlation between how much money they make currently and how much of a percentage this is. Oh, that Lakers are coming back, so something could be happening here. But I just think it depends. Like, I don't know the direct correlation between 50% revenue and is this 1.1 million a reflection of that type of contract from that type of deal. This is just some of the first little bit of information and little details that are going to start to come out. I think it's a good start. I think going from where you were looking at, I think even the best contracts were like 300 or 400. Hold up, let's look. What's the most per year a WNBA player has been paid? All right. So Kelsey Mitchell got $249,000, which would make. And then Jackie Young recently just signed a 200 or a 2-year $500,000. So these types of contracts would essentially go up. I think they would probably end up going to like 3-4 years. If you're able to sign that much, I think at a certain point it's going to double. So like that type of, it'll be a 2-year 1.1 type of million. And I think I think it's a good start. I think it's going to put them in a situation where they don't have to go overseas. But it just depends on what happens. This is just the beginning of the talks. So we'll see what happens in the next parts of the negotiation. Chicago Cubs, as we get ready, and this is my message as a fan. As we get ready, Trying to say something. So as we get ready for the free agency market, the Chicago Cubs have two very vital pieces that are man, that hurts. I hate that. But pretty much the Cubs have Ibunaga, left-handed pitcher, declined the option and opted into and opted out of his player option, making him a free agent. Kyle Tucker, another person that we traded for and played really well for us, and then now he's ready to dip. Is pretty much gone. This is the thing for me. It's like if you're ever want to, we can sit here and complain about the Dodgers and they're stockpiling all this talent, but there's no salary cap. So if you got the bread to be able to pay all these people, you can have all these people. Now, there's going to get to a certain point where I forget. I think it's Manfred is the commissioner. Eventually, you're going to have to get to a point where you're like, hey, all right, come on now, cut your shit. But if they got all the bread, open up the bank. And the Cubs need to open the bank to be able to keep, like, we've over the last couple of years, like the last couple of episodes, I went over some stuff and I talked about the players we had in the building and then we let walk. So this is just another opportunity. We had Kyle Tucker had a hell of a year. Iwanaga, we got him over from Japan, and then before we could even get him on a second contract, he's trying to get him out of here. And that's what I think is a shame. We're never going to be able to get, like, really be able to build real contenders because we can't keep talent in the building. And boy, this one pains me to say because I was pounding my desk, is supporting him for over the years. My Ohio State Buckeye. But it's a wrap for his starting chances, man. I think that he has not been put in the best situations to be able to succeed, but he's been put in enough situations to where he's either a starter or he's not. And it just doesn't look like it, bro. Like, you got what happened with the Bears. Then you go with the Steelers. That's the best he looked. With the Steelers, you come to the Jets, terrible organization. And you I think he signed a 3-year deal. But it was like 2 years they got to keep him, or it's a 2-year deal in totality. And I think it's just, he got benched. It's the second time this year he's getting benched. You got a new coach, a new regime, and I just don't see it happening for the boy. As much as I would love to see him get an opportunity, I would love to see him have a Baker Mayfield or like a Sam Darnold, a Daniel Jones type of story. But I just don't see it for him. It would take a very rare. But there's some stuff where, like, he could go to Minnesota and sit behind J.J. McCarthy or something like that. He could go to L.A. and sit behind Matt Stafford. Like, I think that there are places he could go, be a backup, and then take an opportunity once that opportunity comes. But right now, it doesn't look good. He's not able really. He's not what I thought he would have been coming into the league with that type of athleticism, and he was throwing the ball down the field when he was in college. I don't know what happened to his ability to throw the ball, but he used to sling the rock. So it's wild to see what happened. And then Draymond Green was given a warning about going into the stands. And I just feel like only Draymond Green can get away with this shit, bro. Like, if any other player went to the stands to check a fan about something that was said, it was like face to face with him, I think they will be suspended. there would be real conversations. But the fact that it's Draymond, and it's the only way that he can get away with this, or that anybody can get away with this, is that it's just Draymond being Draymond at this point. And last little bit of time I got, boy, that nigga Jamar Chase need his ass whipped, because there's no way. And then for him to want to do it, he should have took out of. But they lucky they wear helmets. I think that's why a lot of times, like in football, players spit on other football players because they wear protective gear that you can't just steal on the way that you want to. But I think that for him to one do it, and then two to sit there and say, "I never opened up my mouth to that man," is one a crazy statement. Hey yo. But also, we got you on camera spitting on him. And I got a good homie of mine. Not gonna say his name, but he's very well known in our circles to spit when he talks. I know the difference between someone getting ready for a spit versus just spitting while talking to somebody. Because one, if you spit on them on accident, but then you said you never even opened your mouth, so that means that you lied about that one. So if you've been willing to lie about that, like what, like bro, come on. And then he only got suspended one game. Oh, I need to see if Jalen Ramsey suspended. Because I feel like they need to rescind that if okay. He might get like a fine. But I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. I'm all right with that. Because I still think at the end of the day, as much as I agree and I can see where you're coming from, swinging on somebody while you're at work, still not the best look unless that's your actual job. But just swinging on them because they spit on you, I can see where you're coming from, and I'm not mad at you for it. But from an organizational standpoint, I can understand why you got to take that fine. But at least he's not getting suspended, because that would have been some baby back bullshit for real, for real. But I do got to get up out of here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for engaging as well. But make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. When I have these shows, continue to keep engaging, ask questions, comment on things. I respond. If you talk to me, I'll talk back. Two Goobs podcast, new episode coming up. I do have a new cannabis review that I'm gonna do in a couple of days, so that'll probably be released later in the week. As I get back into my cannabis content, album reviews. Wale dropped his album. It's pretty fire so far. Probably gonna give that one another listen. I gotta listen to Summer Walker, although I don't know how I feel about it. Her interviews is toxic. I just can't get behind it. I'm too old for it. It's like at some point, girl, just go get therapy and stop releasing music. But hey, I'm still listening to the album because good music is good music. You know what I mean? But make sure you go subscribe at Juke Network to be able to catch all those things I just talked about. On YouTube, follow Juke Network as well. On Facebook, once I get to 100 followers on Facebook, I'll be able to go live straight from that Facebook page. You can follow me at KYG and KYNGRLPH. I don't know what the I just said. That's wild. KYNGRLPH, Kyng Ralph on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, added underscore for extra Twitter. And you'll be able to keep up with the podcast page at Juke Sports Show on Instagram, and you'll be able to catch live or the audio only version of this live episode on anywhere that you get your podcast in the morning at 10 a.m. Thank you all for watching. I got to get up out of here. Y'all be cool now.